Welcome to Road Lines with the B.R.O.A.D, Babe, Riding Out a Dream. This show is sponsored by RidersClaw.com, NailMail.com, and CoolRiderGear.com. Now let's get this show revved up. Take it away, Ursula.
Thank you so much, Brother Todd. Peace, hugs, and pipes that rumble, people.
Hi, folks, and welcome to the Amp Rider Project. My name is Ursula, aka the B.R.O.A.D, Babe, Riding Out a Dream. I want to thank you and welcome you to the Amp Rider Project. In this introductory episode, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about who I am, what I did, and how we came to have this series. Well, Babe, riding out a dream. Yeah, riding it out. We all know that there are things that happen that can dramatically change your life. For me, in early 2012, I lost a corporate job. Had been a corporate employee since my late teens. Was a mom, a wife, etc., so forth. Song remains the same, we're all familiar with this. But when I lost that corporate job in a tough economic time, I wasn't quite sure what to do, how to earn a living, being alone and not getting a job that would sustain a meager lifestyle. So I ramped up a small business that I'd had since 1997. I'm a virtual assistant by trade, and my business is called The Right Hand. Anywhere that I got Wi-Fi, I can work, so I could travel anywhere. Well, I sure wasn't going to be traveling if I was stuck in a corporate job, and you know, when you start another corporate job, you're limited on vacation. So I was trying to figure out what could I do. That's where the idea spawned. I packed up everything. Well, the idea began to grow in my head that I would sell everything I own, not pay somebody else rent on a piece of property they own, not pay large corporations for utility costs, etc., so forth. Got rid of my car, got rid of all my personal belongings, save for, let's say, a few photo albums and cherished little mementos that my son stored for me. But basically, I got rid of almost everything I owned. I packed up my Harley Davidson, a 1995 Sportster, and for those of you that know motorcycles, that's not exactly the most comfortable ride in the world. But I became homeless by choice. I traveled the country, I worked my business, started to grow that, was doing right well. I camped in God's country, similar to where I am here in the Nantahala National Forest. I slept in abandoned buildings, and if I was in a location where I had trusted friends, I would couch surf. I did this for a good 6 months, and then, well, July 17, 2013, I was hit head-on by a young man trying to pass a semi-truck in a deep curve. Now, if that semi-truck had not been there, he probably would have seen me because it's relatively flat land. It was just a nice deep curve. So he hit me head-on. I was laying in the ditch for a while, and I pretty much knew I was going to die. I called one friend, told him to inform my son, "Somebody please come find me. I'm somewhere in Minnesota." And a whole new life began. Yeah, a whole new life began. I flatlined within moments of the helicopter landing on the hospital, but they brought me back to life, as you can see. However, today I am a left leg, below knee amputee. There's a lot of trials and tribulations and learnings that go with being an amputee. You have to reconfigure your whole life. You have to figure out how to do things. There are mental things that affect you considerably. For me, I knew that I wanted to ride a motorcycle again. But in the early stages, I didn't really know if that was going to be possible. I only knew of 2 amputees at that time that rode motorcycles. And I thought they must have been, number one, a little bit crazy, and number 2, they must have been superheroes to be riding again with missing limbs. Well, they're good inspirations. They might not necessarily be superheroes, but I started to learn that there were a boatload of amputees out there missing arms and legs that were still riding motorcycles. I figured if they could do it, I could do it. Goodness knows I did something that most grown men thought I was crazy to try to do. So I was rather proud of what I did, and I would not trade my leg. If I had the choice to live the original B.R.O.A.D journey again or to keep the leg, there's no question. I'd have done that journey knowing that that leg would be gone. So that's a little bit of my story. Now, this Amp Rider project came about, it's kind of another piece, if you will, to an episode of videos that I did after I lost the leg, before I had a prosthetic and could walk. That series on YouTube is called Doing It with the B.R.O.A.D. And those videos will show you some of the daily things and the way I had to reconfigure my life in order to live. In particular, I got a great many hits on the showering with the B.R.O.A.D. I had grown men contacting me saying that I made them cry. They just couldn't believe that taking a shower could be so difficult. And there's some other videos in there, some rather fun ones, family outings, ones that's, you know, kind of middle of the road, so to speak. Not exciting and not depressing like the shower one, I guess, but it's a great video, don't get me wrong. You know, things like how I had to rearrange my room in order for my wheelchair to get in and out, and miscellaneous things you have to do in order to function again as a regular person. So that original series kind of got me into helping my friends, family, and social media followers to understand the things that go on in a life like mine. And regardless of amputation, the message can really seriously be applied to all kinds of disabilities. It just kind of makes you think about what other folks might go through. And so this Amped Rider series is going to bring you some interviews with amputee motorcyclists, arms and legs, how they had to modify their motorcycles, how some of the mental aspects gave them a different outlook on life, and how they triumphed over losing these limbs. Further to that, we're going to have interviews with professionals, such as folks out there that modify motorcycles so that amputees can get back to their passion. Me, I didn't really have to do very much modification to my bike. I am below the knee, so I have 45% use of my knee, so I can click down on my heel-toe shifter. I can't pull up with my toe like I used to. But there's all different types of modifications that can be done. There are some guys missing arms, and how do they clutch anymore? How do they change gears? You know, they switch it over here, or they do something with an electric shifter. There are all kinds of things. We'll also have with us some professionals that are in the medical and prosthetic fields, folks that save lives for a living, folks that cut off limbs for a living, and folks that create these prosthetics that help us get back to the best normal we can and the best quality of life we can. There's going to be some learnings about how, sure, technology is out there where we could do darn near anything we want, but folks need to understand that, you know, we're not going to all be Olympic runners or, you know, cool chicks dancing on the stars or what have you, because somebody's got to pay for that durable medical equipment, and if you're paying for your own insurance, you know good and well that you've got your portion. So, you know, my portion of a $100,000 leg, that's just not going to happen. So for me, I have a decent leg. I do have to pay my portion. I just got a pretty cool new foot that I'm excited about. Sure, I could go up to the Lamborghini of legs if I had the cash to do it. We're also going to be talking to some veterans. Now, one veteran in particular that we're going to talk to, he is not a motorcycle rider, but he is into a great deal of outdoor sports and what have you, and 3 kids he's got to chase around. So you're going to hear stories like this. You're going to have some learnings. You're going to have some laughs, that's for sure. It's not all stiff. But I just, again, want to thank everybody out there. Number one, the people that have supported me, my family, my friends, social media followers that I haven't met yet. Everybody out there that may have just happened upon this video series. Thank you also for coming out, and I hope you'll follow along. But for now, I want to wish everybody out there peace, hugs, and pipes at Rumble. I do thank you for joining the Amped Rider series, and I hope you'll follow along. Wishing everybody out there just the best that life has to offer. God bless.
Before ending this particular episode of the Amped Rider Project, I just want to give another thank you to my family, my friends, social media followers, the folks that have participated in this particular project, and to any of you out there that might just happen upon this series online. Without the support and encouragement of said people, there's no way I'd be where I am today. These people have lifted me up, encouraged me, told me that I could accomplish whatever I wanted, and I did. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you. God bless. I want to wish everybody out there peace, hugs, and whatever makes your soul rumble.
For all things Broad, visit hdbroad.com. Road Lines and the Broad are sponsored by writersclaw.com, nailmail.com, and coolridergear.com. And remember, the Broad, B.R.O.A.D, Riding Out a Dream, and Peace and Hugs and Pipes That Rumble are trademarked and not available for use or copy.